Good afternoon, I'm Victoria Norgard with your Panhandle Roundup. Scottsbluff Fire crews are currently on scene of a fire on the city's southeast side. The blaze is near the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad tracks. It's the same location where crews battled a fire on Tuesday. We're told the flames reignited early this morning. The public is asked to stay out of the area while crews work on the scene. And a heads up for Verizon customers, emergency management communication centers say people with that provider are still having trouble connecting with dispatchers. Just before noon yesterday, centers around the state reported that its team has been struggling to take calls. Messages about the outages were sent out via social media and smartphone by the emergency management system to those impacted by the outage. And speaking of 911 outages, the Nebraska Public Service Commission says they believe that Windstream may have violated state regulations involving a months-long investigation into outages that hit eastern Nebraska late last year into the start of 2024. The Nebraska Examiner reports the start of the troubles can be traced back to August 28th. And we have seen a good bit of rainfall over the last few months across the area, and it has really brought the drought numbers down. The amount of rainfall that North Platte and Greater Nebraska has seen during the spring season was 1 to 2 inches above normal. This abundance of moisture was caused by an active pattern, according to National Weather Service meteorologist Bill Taylor.
So we saw a number of systems that came through from California, moved onshore California, and then kind of came across the Rockies and the central and southern plains. So we benefited from that.
With spring in the rearview mirror, experts are expecting normal to slightly above average temperatures for the rest of July and August. And with this year already being on track to be the hottest year ever recorded.
For the desert Southwest, and they've been having record high temperatures out there. Which occurs when you get those really strong ridges of high pressure. That looks like that's going to inch to the east, that upper level ridging towards our area.
And experts advise people to stay safe during the warmer months by taking plenty of breaks when outdoors and also wearing light colored clothing. Taylor also says it's important to stay hydrated and to check in on neighbors. Now turning to Panhandle weather, here's meteorologist Andre Brooks.
And speaking of the heat, it will be in our viewing area very soon throughout the day today. And we are seeing those mainly sunny conditions here across the Panhandle at this time. And looking at our current temperatures, our temperatures right now are mainly in the 80s already, and it's not even lunchtime, folks. And these temperatures are expected to continue to increase. And during the rest of the day, we will see those temperatures increase into the low to mid 90s, so it's going to be quite a hot one, folks. So make sure you are taking those precautions. And once we get into tonight, we will see those temperatures drop on down into the 50s and 60s, and we're going to remain quiet as well. So it's going to be a really good night to have those air conditioners on, and that air conditioner is going to have to stay on through our Thursday, and we could even see some triple-digit heat around here as well. Now with our very own John Clanton with sports.
Welcome to the Sports Desk. The West Coast Zephyrs at home on Tuesday night, taking on Cheyenne. And unfortunately, the Zephyrs would fall in their contest 11-3 to the Post 6 Sixers. We have just a couple more games remaining in the regular season before the postseason gets underway for the Z's. Zephyrs, by the way, they host the Area 7 Class A Senior Tournament. Gehring, by the way, they host the Area 7 Class B Senior Tournament. And finally, in Husker news, the men's basketball team will be spending the Christmas holidays in Hawaii. Great place to be. Huskers will be part of the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. The 8-team field announced on Tuesday. Now, in addition to the Huskers, Charlotte, College of Charleston, Hawaii, Loyola Chicago, Murray State, Oakland, and Oregon State are the other teams. Action is set for December 22nd, 23rd, and 25th. Now, no word on if I will be going there as well to do coverage for the Panhandle Roundup. Worth the try. That's all from the Sports Desk. Everyone have a great rest of the day and see ya.
Thank you, John. And some Nebraska lawmakers who are working with Governor Jim Pillen on lowering property taxes said if lawmakers do not move on tweaking K-12 school funding to lower taxes, this could turn into a multi-year process. A group of 17 lawmakers have been meeting with Pillen regularly since the legislature adjourned. Senators say many funding details need to be ironed out, including school budgets, which are already in motion for the upcoming school year. And driving 3 times over the speed limit and while under the influence, it's what Vice President Hornady Manufacturing is accused of, but the Grand Island man says he's not guilty of the charges he's facing. Now his case will go to a jury trial on September 16th. The Hall County Sheriff's Office says Jason Hornady was going 151 miles per hour in his Cadillac when he was pulled over last month. Deputies say he then failed a field sobriety test and eventually blew a .151. And a former Omaha police officer is set to be released from federal prison today just after being involved in an Omaha public corruption scandal. 56-year-old Richie Gonzalez is one of 2 Omaha police officers and a city councilman who were caught on FBI wiretaps and given up by informants. Involved in a scheme to use money set aside for a police nonprofit for their own gain and influence. They defrauded 2 organizations and their donors around $200,000. Gonzalez himself is on the hook for $66,000 in restitution. His attorney told our Omaha sister station that Richie's family is on their way to Duluth, Minnesota to pick him up. And that's all we have for now. Remember to join us weekdays for the Panhandle Roundup, covering the stories in the Panhandle that matter to you. Have a great day.